BB851, turn right, heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
Recovering from a global pandemic is never something that is going to be easy. It's also something that is not guaranteed. It presents many challenges to any company within the world. Still, though, one of the most harshly hit has been that of the aviation industry. Airlines, airports, aviation companies, and all those in between have struggled severely over the past 2 years, as heavily documented here on the YouTube channel. Some areas have been seeing an increase in demand, but just because we're seeing some areas see an increase in demand and their recovery speed up does not mean there are not other areas that are still struggling. In the past 12 hours or so, we've learned that there are some worrying signs for a major UK airport, being that of London Heathrow, really the home of the aviation sector within the UK, and their own recovery this is in relation to. While the news today centres around London Heathrow, this can relate directly to that of the wider UK aviation sector, which will experience a very similar degree of demand levels. The boss of London Heathrow has noted that the airport will not see air traffic recover entirely until at least 2026, 5 years away. And this comes even though there's been recently a massive surge in demand as restrictions have begun easing to different locations around the world. So it is a harsh reality of just how long this pandemic that so many of us did not see coming is going to still be around. Airports and airlines within the UK have been in the past crying out to the government to ease travel restrictions, or at the very least provide more clarity behind certain decisions being made at a higher level. This clarity that so many were crying out for has only now really started arriving and comes in the form of the easing of certain restrictions. However, it doesn't mean that there still aren't ways to go before that can return, with some people still being hesitant to travel, not willing to travel, say, due to the demand and the stresses in preparation, and some countries still being blocked off. A return to complete demand levels is nearly impossible with all those things I've just mentioned. Current levels note that Heathrow sees around 40 to 45% today of their passenger traffic in comparison to 2019. Now, this is of course when the airport and airlines flying in and out were operating normally. However, though, one of the most significant impacts the airport has seen since people have returned to travel is actually the long queues inside. They are understaffed and have shortages in critical areas like security and engineers who maintain the airport daily, as well as passport control. Heathrow is now looking at raising costs on airlines and passengers to acquire more money, but is being told this would not be fair or possible. An airport that was once loved is now receiving attention from the general public in a negative manner, noting that the poor service, long waiting times and overall costs have made London Heathrow a less desirable airport to move through, with even some people saying it'd be worth going up to Manchester from London before going to Heathrow. This is going to be a long recovery, and obviously I know I have a lot of viewers watching this from the United Kingdom that may travel through London Heathrow, and this therefore concerns you. So what are your thoughts? You can let me know down below in the comment section. I hope you've been enjoying the content. Take care, and I'll see you next time.